everyone is not only welcoming, but they're encouraging, willing to lend a helping hand to help you succeed. Because I think we all know when an individual succeeds, so does the team, and so does DraftKings.
Welcome back to the DraftKings Life podcast. I'm Rebecca, a recruitment marketing specialist.
And I'm Max DeMorte, talent acquisition specialist. And today we're talking with two people who work on fast-growing teams here at DraftKings.
This team works with our top clientele in states from across the country. They are pioneers in the entertainment space, creating unforgettable experiences for our customers.
We are very excited to introduce Maria and Brad on the VIP player development team to talk all about their roles and overall culture of the team.
Hello, happy to be here. My name is Maria, and I am a VIP player development manager, and I help oversee our South Atlantic district, which includes Baltimore, DC, Nashville, Louisville, and Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us, guys. I'm Brad, also oversee player development, and I have Detroit and Ontario.
So when your friends and family ask you, what do you do at DraftKings? How do you describe your role to them?
That's such a good question. I do feel like I get that question a lot from my family and friends. So what is it that you do exactly? I get to help lead a team of player development executives and VIP hosts who essentially manage the accounts of our top clients on site. So we've identified these top clients as VIPs because of their loyalty to us. And so we are responsible for reciprocating that love in a way by providing exclusive offers and promotions, extending invites to experiences and events that not that our everyday better isn't necessarily offered. And with the customer and their experience always top of mind, I also help ensure that our top VIPs are receiving exceptional service from my team, and that the service provided is tailored to their specific needs, because we know that not everyone in their account are the same.
Yeah, very well said. Yeah, when people ask me, just to break it down in the simplest form, I mean, VIP at DraftKings, it's, our job, it's kind of centered around the sports calendar. And we're very hyper focused in building long lasting relationships with really some truly remarkable folks who just, their hobbies happen to include, betting on sports or gambling, as a form of entertainment. So, but the people that we get to work with, some of the places that we get to visit, some of the events that we get to experience, it's certainly something that we wouldn't take for granted.
So you both have, so many teammates across the entire country. Like, how important would you say collaboration is, and then how do you all work together?
Yeah, collaboration is very important. So while we are one big VIP team, our strategies for the most part are narrowed down to our metros and our districts that we oversee. But with the great relationships that all of us managers have within the org, our communication is pretty open, especially when it comes to things that have and have not worked well. So when something proves positive results or is highly successful, we share it across the teams where we can then scale it. It's a lot of trial and error until we get it right, but the most important thing is that we just keep moving forward.
Yeah, I'd say collaboration is incredibly important. There's a lot of different teams within VIP. That it's how we've been able to kind of gain market share and grow the company as much as we have over the past few years. Certainly over the past 18 months, I think if you think it the new state launches that we've had, even last year, I think it was 4 or 5, and our new business and our acquisition teams, that's kind of where everything starts. And then they hand off to us, which is player development. And we're responsible for long-term growth and retention. And that's with the support from our loyalty and our content ops teams and our CRM teams. And then obviously I'd be remiss not to mention our hospitality events and gifting teams. I mean, they play such an integral role in the overall success of VIP at DraftKings that, without them, some of the events, the organization, the coordination that they put on for some of the things that we're able to offer to our players, without those teams, we would really just be everybody else. So.
Yeah. And with all those different teams, there's so many people with different skill sets too and experiences, but there's this really cool sense of camaraderie. So how do you describe that energy and the team culture overall?
So there are a few adjectives that come to mind whenever I think about the team culture here at DraftKings, but the first one that comes to mind is welcoming. So I had this feeling when I first joined DraftKings almost 2 years ago, and I still hear it from our new hires today, is how warm and welcoming is, how warm and welcoming everyone is. And I think that sets such a good tone for how the culture is at DK. The culture is also encouraging. So everyone is not only welcoming, but they're encouraging, willing to lend a helping hand to help you succeed. Because I think we all know when an individual succeeds, so does the team, and so does DraftKings. And finally, it's challenging and competitive. In a way, we are in sales roles. And, so we have leaderboards, we have competitions that make it challenging for everyone to be better, whether that's internally, better than they were yesterday, or being better than the person next to them. But I think the best part of all of this is that it's a culture of a friendly and encouraging competition.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. The team culture here, I'd probably compare it to a professional sports team. And while I've never been on one, it's about as close to what I'd imagine the internal culture of a pro sports team would be like. It's super competitive, but really in the most team-oriented and supportive way imaginable. Yeah, I mean, you can go to anybody for anything. Just like Maria said, everybody's so welcoming, everyone's so helpful. Everyone is, everybody's trying to be the best at what they do. But at the same time, they're always sharing best practices. They want to make each other better. The better everyone is individually, the better the teams are going to be, and ultimately the better the company is going to be. So it's really, really fun to be a part of.
Awesome. So as you know, we're so focused on our customers and creating that world-class experience for everyone. Obviously, again, your team has such a huge impact on that. So I'm curious, how does that make you feel?
So I take a lot of pride in my job. I think Brad can say the same. Not only my job, but in a job well done. And I've always believed that if a company takes a chance on you, then it's your responsibility to continue to prove why they made the right decision. So being that person that someone remembers at a DK event gives me a ton of pride. I want to represent the company in the best way possible, and I feel like there's no better compliment than when my name or the name of my host or someone on my team is used in lieu of DraftKings in a way. It shows, to me that our service was so great. They remembered not just why they were at an event, but who they were with. And so moving forward, they'll think of not only DraftKings, but exactly who at that DraftKings event made a lasting impression.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's it's why we do it, right? To get the feedback from the players and to hear that our customers and our clients are enjoying themselves as much as they can be. It's to be able to kind of provide that or make that bucket list dream come true for somebody, to know that to them that we're better at what we're doing than anybody else. There's just nothing like it.
Always nice to hear. I wanted to talk about the crown is yours. We've obviously heard that a lot. Our company slogan. What does it mean to you in your own career?
So to kind of piggyback actually off of Brad's last answer, what I take away from our company slogan is that we are all special. We're all talented in our own unique ways. We all bring a specific knowledge base. And I think it's up to us, specifically as leaders, as managers in our roles, to use those talents, to use that knowledge, and to use the wisdom from our experiences in a way to positively influence others.
Yeah, the crown is yours is an appropriate slogan for DraftKings. One of the DraftKings behaviors is act like an owner. And I know personally I take that to heart. I live and breathe DraftKings. It's basically a family member. That's how much I care about it. I mean, everything that I do is for the company, is for my team. And just kind of owning your role, and being the best at it that you can be. And just trying to make everybody around you better, I think is ultimately, what it means to me.
The VIP team is growing too. So why is right now such an exciting time to join this team and want to dive into DraftKings?
DraftKings is growing. This industry is growing. Getting in an industry and a company that's still growing is only going to provide even more opportunities for you. So I think it's looking at what you're really looking for in a job, in a career, in a company, and just knowing that the sky is the limit. We are in an ever-changing industry. I can easily say that nothing has been the same since I started almost 2 years ago, but in a good way. Our processes have changed for the better, to be more efficient, more effective. And, we're only going to continue to improve as we launch in new states.
Yeah, no, that's a great answer. I think DraftKings is still a young company. You know what I mean? I mean, DFS has been around for a little over a decade now, but if you think about online sports betting and iGaming, I know in Michigan specifically, it's only been around for 3 years, and so it's still brand new. And while Maria and I have been at the company for a couple of years, and there's some other folks on the VIP team that have been here for a few years, it's still kind of the bottom of the first, in terms of sports betting. If you look around the country, I mean, iGaming or online casino, it's only legal in 5 states right now. And so, sports betting hasn't even become legalized in all the states in the country yet. And iGaming just has a small portion of the country. And so, what better time to get in than now? It's an exciting time. It's an exciting industry. And I think that, like Maria said, I mean, the sky's the limit.
Thank you both so much. This has been an awesome episode, and we really appreciate you sharing your stories.
Thanks for having us.
Really appreciate it. Thank you both.
Yeah. Thanks so much, guys. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. And thank you for listening. Make sure to follow us on social media at DraftKings Life, except for LinkedIn, where we're simply DraftKings. This podcast is available on all major podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google. We got you. Be sure to download, listen, and even throw us a 5-star rating. Thanks so much and have a great day.